Okay, so today I want to talk to you about the project TRiFOCAL London. Some of you may have already come across us before. We have a stand in the Food Waste Fair as well, so I'd encourage you to stop along and come and speak to me after the session. But a lot of people have been talking about why we're here today. We've added some circus things into our slides as well, just to keep it fun. We don't normally have those. So I work for a charity called WRAP. WRAP is an organization where we want the world's resources to be used sustainably. And food, as you've heard already from many of the other speakers, is one of the key factors that we need to help to make our system more sustainable. So we have therefore started to work on the TRiFOCAL London project. TRiFOCAL stands for Transforming City Food Habits for Life. We are an EU life-funded project, and we're aiming to encourage sustainable food systems in city. That's a really big aim, but we'll start small and see where we develop from there. Our aim is to run a behaviour change campaign that integrates 3 core messages to what we're doing. These are on the screen here: food waste recycling, food waste prevention, and healthy sustainable eating. We're the first project to bring these 3 messages together at any scale, let alone the scale of a city the size of London, which makes us unique, and we're quite innovative in the approach that we've been taking for our delivery as well. So if food waste were a country in its own right, it would be the 3rd highest emitter of CO2 in the world. So this just gives a visual to some of the statistics our other speakers have been mentioning today. So we know the scale of the project, the scale of the problem is really big. That's at the global scale. In London, we have challenges too. So the numbers come off the top of the screen there, but London's households throw away 900,000 tonnes of food waste every year, and about 540,000 tonnes, you can see that's just over half of it, could have been avoided. So we have really big challenges to tackle in London, which I'm sure facing your cities as well. On top of that, we have a number of social and economic challenges to meet as well in the coming years. The cost of waste treatment and management is going up. So we want to dispose of our waste in an appropriate way. We also have challenges like inequality across our cities, food insecurity, childhood obesity. So we want to be able to take measures against some of these things. I'd like to just take a moment as well and explain what we mean by our definition of healthy, sustainable eating. It's a really broad subject, and we're trying to combine it with food waste prevention and food waste recycling in a really simple message. So that seems insurmountable to start with, a huge challenge. So our definition of healthy, sustainable eating is food which is healthy, i.e. we should probably eat more of it, and food that is sustainable, i.e. it has a relatively low impact. So I don't know if anyone wants to call out some suggestions that they may have of what sits where, but I have some pictures here. So we have in the probably we should eat a bit less, and it's relatively high impact. It should come as no surprise that it tends to be dairy and meat products. Again, we should eat less, but has a slightly lower impact, generally some confectionery goods. Potentially we should eat more, but could have a higher environmental impact is fish. And then bread's kind of in the middle. And a lot of the healthy, sustainable foods in that top corner tend to be things like fruits and vegetables, beans, chickpeas, and vegetable-based proteins. So you'll see there's quite a correlation there. And there's alignment with what we're putting out in our messages for the TRiFOCAL project. In order to combine our messages, we needed a campaign. We needed something that would be eye-catching and people would understand quite quickly what we wanted them to do. So we want people to make a small change that will end having a big difference overall if everyone makes the same action. It's quite a simple message, and it works well with the different core messages of the project. In more detail, we have developed a message house. You can see for each message of the project, we have a detailed action that we want people to take. For the healthy, sustainable eating message, it's the first one here. We want people to try eating meat-free 1 day a week. For food waste prevention, bread is the most commonly wasted food in the UK, so we're encouraging people to freeze their bread and toast it straight from the freezer. And for recycling, we have 2 messages based on whether the local area uses anaerobic digestion or composting. And we have some nice visuals to go along with these. So you can see the posters are quite eye-catching. They're quite fun, quite engaging, colourful. And we've made the pop-out text in the middle really clear. So we say, look, if you toast this bread, it will help us to save this many slices in London. Isn't that a really good thing? So if you want to see these in more detail, I know it's a bit small on the screen, but we have printouts at the stand. You can come and have a look at them in more detail. We have really ambitious targets that we're aiming towards as well. So we're aiming to have a 20% reduction in food waste in London over the 3 years of the project. We're also aiming to have savings in food waste for Londoners, which will have a socio-economic impact for Londoners. We're also aiming to increase the amount of unavoidable food that is that is recycled. We're also aiming to increase knowledge and understanding of healthy, sustainable eating. It's quite a new topic area that we're covering. And, of course, we're an EU project, so we're engaging with EU cities as well to encourage them to make use of their resources. You might ask as well, how are we measuring impact in the project? We actually have a couple more new evaluation elements, but there's at least 11 that we have here. And it's helping us to measure the impact of the project both in qualitative and quantitative terms. So we are conducting currently our final evaluation. So we'll be starting to get more results in the next few months. And by the summer, we hope to start publishing those and make them available for you to have a look at. The idea of the TRiFOCAL London project is that we do a lot of activity and a lot of evaluation in London so that other cities may use and trust the resources that we've developed, knowing that they're really well tested. So what are we actually doing? I haven't said that yet. We are looking at a number of different audiences in London. And this is because if you think about your daily life, obviously this is based on a Londoner's life, but I'm sure it's very similar for many of you in the room. We wear different hats during the day. So we might start the day as a householder. There might be some interactions with the school. We go to work, maybe we go to a conference where we eat some food and lovely snacks. We may also go to a community event after work, and again we become a householder. And because behaviour change is difficult to achieve, we need to reach out to all of these different audience groups so that we can capture people as many times as possible to bring that behaviour change to life. So today I'm going to focus on our citizens and our business engagement. If you'd like to know more about our community and schools engagement, come and speak with me afterwards. I didn't want to spend the whole time today. So in terms of our citizen engagement, we focused our delivery into 8 London boroughs, or 9 initially. This is like a commune or small municipality within the City of London. And the reason we did this is so that we could have a test and learn approach to what we were doing. This diagram, I know, is quite complicated, but in simple terms, we've done 3 delivery waves. The first green section is our first delivery wave, where we worked in 3 areas of London. We then did some evaluation to see how that went. We changed and adapted what we did for wave 2, where we went to another 2 boroughs. Again, we did some more evaluation, we revised the materials again, and we've arrived at wave 3. And at the moment you see this white arrow, we're just at the end of wave 3 now. So we're approaching our final evaluation, which is just starting now. And new for the project, we'll be starting wave 4 in October this year. And this is where we'd love to make a really big noise about food waste and getting people to take action, both individuals and businesses. A little bit more about citizen engagement. We've been working with local authorities in London, and we found that the things that worked really well was having one event locally where we engage local residents, local stakeholders, local influencers, run an event where people can really engage and ask questions, really understand what's going on. We also have posters posters at bus stops worked really well from our evaluation. It's a captive audience. They're standing waiting for a bus. They read the poster at the bus stop. They take the message in. So we've established that had some good impact. And here we actually have some feedback from our focus groups. So we can see that people are resonating with the message in our posters. They've recognized it. They've understood what it was about. And they may be about to take some action. So this is a really important barrier that we've managed to break through in this project. The first step is to get people recognizing the campaign and understanding that there's something that they can do about it as well. However, we still have other barriers to break. And this is what we're working on. We've been working on in Wave 3, and we'll be working on in the coming months of the project as well. One of the key barriers that you may be facing in your own projects is that very often people don't think there's a problem with food waste. They don't think they're the one that's throwing food away. I might just throw a challenge out to the audience. Have a think about what you put in your kitchen bin last. We are all part of the problem, so it means that we're all part of the solution as well. So we've adapted the messages. We've made them a bit more direct, saying you need to do something, but not in a forceful way. We've still tried to keep it quite creative and fun. And a lot of people agreed that food waste is maybe not the biggest issue facing the world at the moment. We in this audience know that is possibly not true, but it's another barrier that we're working to overcome with the audience. We do have some encouraging results on social media, though. The pictures are not amazing quality, I'm afraid. These are from the members of the general public, so we have no control over them. But you can see one of our posts was about roasting broccoli stems, and then someone has posted that they have gone away and made that recipe, and they've posted that slightly unappetizing picture of the completed broccoli stems. But that means they changed their behavior and they ate that broccoli stem. So that's really amazing. And likewise, we have other people commenting on our posts. So we're gathering this anecdotal evidence that people are changing their behavior. So this is the really exciting part of the project. For you in the audience as well, you may pick up some tips here today. One of the ways that we've been trying to reach a wide number of people in London is that we've been using social media. So we've been using a number of different channels, and we've been putting out really eye-catching materials on there with really simple tips, things and facts that people might not otherwise know. Like, did you know you can freeze eggs? I didn't know that before the project. But it's simple things like this where it can make a big difference to how much food is wasted. And we've also done some videos with local residents offering tips for their other local residents. And I'm just going to show you this short video. Hopefully it will work.
Hello everyone, I'm Carlotta Novella from Urban in Poplar, and today I will show you how to revive your lettuce. The best way to keep it in the fridge is by using some kitchen roll. As long as you use enough kitchen towel to be able to cover it all. And this will allow you to keep it fresh for much longer. And we place it back in the fridge.
So she's really happy about saving her lettuce. It's a great tip. It really works. So you can see we've used clear branding from the project there in the videos as well. Our social media reach has been really encouraging. I'm not going to go into too much detail on the statistics here, but just to let you know, we know our target audience is on Instagram, and our hit rates on Instagram are very high because normal engagement rates are much, much lower than this figure. In terms of businesses, we've been working with catering sector, but also large employers to deliver staff engagement. And this is one area I wanted to talk to you about today because it's another way of reaching consumers in a different way. We have a lot of materials on the TRiFOCAL resource bank. I'll come to that in a second. And it's available for you to access. You can have a little demo in the food waste fair later. Have a look at some of the materials that we have available on there. One of them includes some videos. These are for environmental health professionals, food safety professionals, and the videos are intended to be training resources that would be available to help people understand the message of food waste and food safety. And one of the packs that I think would be valuable for cities looking in the audience today is our staff engagement pack. It's something that can help to engage people in the different messages that we're talking about today. And it's a really clear guide with lots of tips and templates. I'm afraid my time is up, so I will quickly go through to my final slides. Policy has been a really big thing for us. We've got some policy that references us in London. The London Food Strategy and the London Environment Strategy have both been key tools for us to engage with local stakeholders in London. And I can't emphasize that enough. These policies have taken quite an integrated approach to food waste, including food recycling, food waste prevention, and also healthy, sustainable eating. And that gives us a lot of buy-in with local stakeholders. I'm just going to leave my slides here, but I wanted to show you this one to show that we are working across Europe and we want to take our results to different cities across the continent. And we'd like to get you involved in the campaign by using our resource bank and hopefully helping us by being an ambassador for the project, sharing our things on social media, supporting us, and making use of the materials that we have available to you. I'll wrap up there. Thanks for your time today.